Okay, so today we're going to be starting the weaving demonstration, and we are going to be wrapping the warp around here, and this is where you're going to be weaving your pine tree. So you're going to get back your plate, and you'll notice on the white section, the lowest section, there are 8 notches cut out of the bottom, okay? And on the top, there are 2 notches. Okay, so we're going to be using those all together as a class. So I will be walking around the room helping you out during this process, and if I'm going to be pausing quite a bit in between each step, and then if I need to do an additional pause, I'll do that on my computer. Okay, so you have your plate, and I have brown yarn for all of you and a piece of tape. You'll see what we need that for in just a little bit. So what I'm gonna have you do is turn your plate around, okay? So the side where there's 2 little notches is facing you. So you're gonna take the end of the brown piece and you're gonna place it in that first notch, so the one on the far left. So you're just gonna leave a little tail and floss it through, okay? This little tail is then going to be taped down, okay? Then we're gonna turn this way, okay? Now, we have that in there, and now we're gonna go all the way to the top. So you just kind of have to look at it, and you're gonna find like a little notch around here. So just find your very first notch to your left, and once you find it, you're gonna go down through the notch, and then up to the notch to the right, okay? So you're not wrapping it around, you're just going basically over one, okay? So you just went over one. So everyone do that. So we went through this first one, all the way up to the top left, then basically under here and up through the first notch. Now you're gonna take this end and move on to the second notch we have. So you're gonna go down through the notch, okay? And then to your left and up through this notch. So you went from here all the way down to that second notch, so there's only 2 notches on this side, down below, and then back up through this first notch. So we'll call this A and B. Okay, now you're gonna take this piece, find the next notch, so the third notch. Go down and locate the next notch and back up. So we went through this notch and then back up here. So started off here in A, went to the third notch, back down, and then up the fourth notch. Okay, now you're going to take this back down to the B section, so that's the second one, through, and back up. Okay, so we took it from here, so the fourth notch, all the way down to the second notch, or B, underneath, and then back through to A. Then you're gonna go up here to the 5th notch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, 5th notch, and back down, and then over to your right and up the 6th. So we started off here, and A on the far left notch, went up to the 5th section, then wrapped it underneath, and then back through. So the back side should be looking like this. Okay. Then we're gonna go once again down to the second notch, or B, and back up through A. Well, this isn't, oh, there we go. So we move from the notch right here, went down to the B, or the second notch from the left, underneath, and back up A. just 2 more to go. Now we're going to take this back up to the 7th notch, over to the right to the 8th and final notch. So we went up here, all the way through the 7th notch, back down and under through the 8th notch. And then the last thing you're going to do is go down here to the notch B, okay? And we're going to leave it like this. Now this end piece is long, so don't cut it off, okay? We're going to need it a little bit later, so if you want to kind of fold it just like that, you can take a second piece of tape just to kind of hold it so it's out of the way. And this is what we're going to have. So when we start weaving, we're going to turn it away on this side because we're doing a pine tree, so it's going to be narrow, and then we'll get wider and wider. And then that extra little piece, we're going to use that to kind of wrap around a few of these for the trunk of our tree. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notches at the bottom, 2 at the top. The back side just kind of loops through, nothing's wrapping around. And then the next step will be the weaving.